Of the fight, the competitive nature of the football team. They played for 4 quarters, didn't play perfect. A lot of things that we can do better in every phase, but they played hard. We were physical, and we talked about having to win the 4th quarter. Felt like we won the 4th quarter tonight. That was a good job finishing the football game, all 3 phases, and really nice drive at the end of it by the offense to go drain the clock. So. Proud of our football team answering back, and so told them we got to continue to get better too. There's a lot left on the back third of this season, and there's a lot of things we can control that we got to be better at. Open it up.
West and Austin.
Some of those plays that Sampson made tonight, getting away from tackles, big plays in big spots. I mean, what do you think of the way he played?
Dynamic in the second half, in particular, down the stretch, but did an unbelievable job making people miss and reading the blocks and running extremely hard, running through tackles. Jay Wright did that early too. Got nicked up a little bit on the back half of it. Jabari ran well too early. All in all, just big-time effort from those guys, and obviously D-Samp played really special tonight. Big guys up front were really pretty solid with all the things that they were showing, movement, everything they handled it really pretty clean for most of the night. Tight ends were big in that too.
You had 7 seconds to go there at the end of the first half. You'd like to go ahead and kick and not take a shot there. Was it just to make sure you got points, and then your defense kind of won it for you 2 weeks ago. The offense does a big job tonight, playing complementary football and playing for each other. How big is that for this team to kind of learn how to win?
Whoever's on the field at the end's got to go finish it. Win, lose, draw. It's always 3 phases together. You're always competing for each other, and the fact that one phase of the game can help lift up another. That's what special teams do when they got a really good culture inside of it. The 7 seconds, actually thought it was going to be 9. You guys probably saw a replay of it, but when it was at 7, we still had a timeout. We're far enough back, just didn't trust all of it playing out. You can take a shot for sure, but just in the situation of it, felt like we needed to get the 3, and so that's why I elected to kick it.
Is that something you can ask the officials to review, the 2 extra seconds?
Did.
And they just wouldn't do it?
That's what they came back with. So.
Mike, then Ben.
Josh, what did you like about what Joe gave you in terms of efficiency? And were there some of those plays where he stepped out of the pocket, made some throws that were maybe different than some things he's done lately?
Made big-time throws inside of the pocket, made them as he escaped and moved. That could be drop 8, and everything was covered out. It was pressure at times. Great to see us scramble and make a throw down the football field, completions that were big. There were multiple of those tonight that were big in the way the game was played out at the end. So proud of his continued growth and the way that he competed tonight. Run game, he was an important part in as well. So really good effort from him. Wideouts continue to grow, continue to get better, and so proud of their effort too.
Josh, what did you see from Dante specifically bouncing outside? Only had 3 catches, but all 3 catches were really important.
Big plays, 3 big catches by him. As we've had, he's been banged up throughout this journey this year, including the spring, training camp, and parts of the season. Just where we were at collectively as a group, felt like it was best to slide him out in this football game and slide Chaz into the slot some. And so those guys will kind of, ping pong back and forth as we go here a little bit week by week.
David?
Josh, what were they able to do? You guys have been so consistent with your sacks, TFLs, quarterback hurries. What were they doing to keep Devin, for the longest time, kind of protected in that pocket?
Okay, next question.
Other questions? Patrick, then Adam.
Coach, go back to Dante. He's obviously was hoping to have a big impact this year, obviously with the injuries and other things he hasn't been able to make. How have you guys been able to keep him confident and keep his spirits up to where he's able to go?
Who's that?
Dante.
Thornton?
Yeah, following up on it.
This game is microcosm of life, man. Like, there's ups, there's downs, there's battles, you know what I mean? And he's had not a tough go of it, but a tough go of it. And I say that just meaning that he's got banged up, you know, in the early part in spring, happened in training camp, middle portion of the season. So he's just beginning to get like super comfortable in what we're doing. And so I love the fact that he's got great energy every single day. He gives energy to his teammates. He's hyper-focused on what he wants to do to improve, and he competes hard every single day. So, you know, the challenge is when it's not going well is just mentally to continue to invest, and he's done that, and expect him to play really well down the stretch.
How much does winning close games like this have to do with your ability to adjust personnel, adjust your identity within the season?
I think you play the same game 10 times, the game's going to unfold differently if you played it 10 times. There's just so many variables in this game, the flow of the game. But in this game, you're going to have guys that go down. You got to be able to adjust. Your personnel's got to step up. You know, sometimes you're calling things a certain way based on your personnel, but there's other times where, you know, I mean, it is what it is, and they got to go perform and execute in it. And you know, tonight, in all three phases of the game, we had guys that stepped up and played extremely well. You know, Charles did a great job tonight, man. Huge part in the football game. I haven't mentioned him, and that's not right. He did an unbelievable job. Long ones, got the ricochet, so he's living right.
John Casey.
Yeah, Coach, to build on that, preseason he said, I want to be in close games. I want the opportunity to make big kicks. He had that opportunity tonight. And so when you go out in the portal, you grab a guy like him, to see him shine in that moment, just how fulfilling was that for you?
Yeah, a kid that grown up in the state of Tennessee, wanted to play with the Power T on the side of his helmet, have an opportunity for him, his family, to represent their family and represent the university means a lot to him. For him to perform the way that he has up until this point, it's been a lot of fun for him, but for us too. And you know, he's submerged himself in you know, the fabric of this football team extremely quickly, man. He's a ball, and he's a great teammate inside of this locker room.
What did it mean to watch Nimrod get his first touchdown as a ball?
Yeah, awesome for a guy that is young in his journey, continues to improve, works hard every single day, and you know, we obviously believe has an opportunity to be a dynamic playmaker, and you know, beats man press coverage and goes and makes a play. Really nice throw by Joe. Again, he's a young player that continue to expect him to accelerate his growth curve here on the back end. Man, really proud of him for that play, but what he's done here, you know, in particular since Brew's gone down.
Couple more, Austin and Patrick.
Kelsey seemed to have a lot of emotion there at the end of the game. His groups, you know, I think it's maybe struggled a little bit at points at times this year. They're a little thin and banged up. To have the performance tonight and be a part of some big catches, especially when Joe's on the move.
Yeah.
How big was that for a young coach like him?
Yeah, huge for him, huge for the wideouts, huge for us offensively in this football team. You know, this journey throughout the course of the season, there's been guys that have been banged up, that nobody knew were banged up, that played through it, guys that got banged up that, you know, were no longer playing. There's been a lot of variables at that position this year, and more so than we've ever had since we've been here. And they continue to fight, they continue to compete, proud of the way they continue to step up. It's big for Coach Pope, but big for the guys in that room too.
Josh, you guys, Ray Davis was leading the league in rushing coming. You guys have, I think, 42 yards. What went into the defensive effort to keep them on?
Yeah, you know, we were playing a mixture of coverage, single high and two high, so the box wasn't loaded all night long. We did a great job of block destruction early. We penetrated, made them bubble, didn't let them get started. Then we wrapped up and tackled pretty well early in the football game. That's why, you know, I feel like, you know, they went so heavy to the play action pass there in the, I don't know, beginning or late first quarter, and continued that, but did a really good job up front early.
Last two, Ryan and Wes.
We've had some situational offensive issues this year. Just how satisfying was it to bleed the clock out with a 4-minute drive and what went well in that drive?
Yeah, Well, one, we blocked it extremely well. We got hats on hats for the most part, and when it got to the third level, running backs made plays, man. They ran through people and made a miss and went forward. So huge for that group and for this game to go finish the game with the ball, you know, and that's what you want to do offensively when you get into 4-minute mode. You know, we did a great job in the box. O-line, tight ends, running backs, and quarterbacks were a part of that too, controlling the edge defenders. So really proud of the way that we got an opportunity to finish the game with it.
Josh, I know it's supposed to be tough at this level in this league. I think everyone has known that for a long time.
Yeah.
To have the second half that you had last week, to come back and do this tonight and kind of hold on the road, what have you learned about your guys the past weekend tonight?
You know, tonight wasn't perfect either. You know, there's short yardage that we didn't pick up, and you know, our pass defense at times could have been better, and you know, we had some penalties. But at the end of the day, this group does continue to fight and compete, and they do believe, and they play for one another, not just the guy that's next to them on their unit, but they truly play for the other side of the football. And there's belief and confidence, and you know, that doesn't just happen. That's built through, you know, your work ethic, you know, building a brotherhood, building a culture. I'm really proud of that. There's a lot of things that we got to continue to improve upon as a football team, and that includes me and our staff and everybody. But I'll go with these guys anywhere, man. I love competing with these guys. Truly do. They prepare and they practice hard. They do the things we ask them to. I want an even more heightened sense of urgency to get where we're capable of as fast as we can. But I'll go anywhere with these guys.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have players